welcome to part 2 of the Extensions 101 series. So in this video I'm going to show you how I curl my extensions, and then how there'll be like two separate videos. One video will be showing how I curl them and talking about how I make it work with my hair being like different textures, because sometimes you can run into that issue where if your hair looks like it's a different texture than your extensions, and it makes it a little more obvious that they're extensions. So we'll talk about how to fix that, and then the next video will be how to actually put them in your hair and then style your natural hair in order to blend it together so that it doesn't look fake. So those are going to be the two videos. I'm going to film them both today, and then I'll put them up whenever I get internet access. So I probably will be filming this like a week before I actually get them up, so sorry. But anyways, so yeah. So I will get started. Okay, so I'm here again with our friend Samuel, who holds our extensions so that they don't get tangled up. A little bit hard to see. Are there a little more light? Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so yeah, these are the extensions. So we're gonna be curling them today. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a brush, and they've been curled before, but they've kind of lost their curl because I haven't washed them, or I don't know how they lost them, but they lost their curl. So I guess I didn't really curl them that good. Like I didn't really hold it long enough, and so it just kind of fell. So I'm just gonna comb it very gently because you don't want it to break. But you want to comb it. So then, what I'm going to do is, they got to be completely dry, and then I have this, I've got this curl shaping gel, and it's just like a spray hair gel, but it doesn't really make your hair quite as crunchy as like a lot of gels because it's like a mist more than like a glob, so I like it. So what I do is I just take it and I just spritz Samuel's hair with it. Just spritz the layers and kind of spritz the front. And that's just gonna help it to hold. And I got hair gel all over my laptop now. Great. Okay, whatever. As long as it's not on my webcam. Sorry, I'm like wiping off my webcam. Hold on. Okay. And then just kind of let that dry and kind of comb it through. I like to comb it through or brush it through. So it's evenly distributed. Again, very gently though, you don't want to break the hair. And then kind of let that dry. And then I've got this argan oil serum. It's from Being Sexy. I got it in this kit for free from like Ulta. I got something. And it had like shampoo and conditioner, but I don't use a shampoo and conditioner because I wasn't sure if it was safe for color treated hair, so I gave it to my brother's girlfriend. But I really like this, and it's light. Like a lot of serums will like weigh my hair down, but it kind of defrizzes it and almost like makes it more defined. So I really like it. So I use it on my hair. I've had my shower, and so my hair is like in its natural state. That's really hard to see, but it is in its natural state. So yeah, this like keeps the frizz down and kind of helps it like be natural in a nicer way. So I'm just gonna take like about 2 pumps of that. It's not much, so I need a couple of pumps for his hair. And then warm it up in my hands, and then just smooth it through his hair, working especially at the tips because the tips tend to get pretty fried on him. So, and then I go in this front portion, and then I'm just gonna comb it through again so that it's evenly distributed. So, And all this time, my curling iron has been plugged in, so it's nice and hot and ready for us to curl Daniel's hair. So, I'm just taking like my leftover serum and like putting it on my hair. So what I'm gonna do is I'm using a regular curling iron because I don't have a wand, and I'm not gonna go buy a wand because you can use this as a wand. All you gotta do is I'm just gonna take. You can take however big sections you want to. The smaller the section, the curlier it's gonna be, like the tighter the curl. The bigger section, it's gonna be more of like a loose wave. So let's see. My hair is kind of today looks like it's kind of a mixture of tight and loose. So I think for him I'm gonna do some sections bigger than others so that it kind of mimics my hair. You want to do something that mimics your own hair. So if your own wet hair is like straight, you want to straighten them. If your own hair is like really curly, like spiral curly, well then you probably would have wanted to get spiral curly extensions in the first place. But if you didn't, then you want to use like a spiral iron, curling iron. For more of a wave, if you have like more of a wavy hair, this method might work better, but you would want to use bigger chunks of hair. So my hair is a mixture, so I'm going to do a mixture so that it mimics my hair. So these temple pieces, it's like, here I'll show you, one little weft, one little clip, and it just clips in like that. It's not very big. Those are just what those 4 pieces look like, so I'm just going to do them in tight curls because they're just one weft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my little iron clamp. I'm going to take it right here, and I'm just going to wrap my hair around it. And if you want to, you can clamp down. I like to clamp down because I feel like it kind of holds the hair in place, and then I can use my free hand and do something else. And I like to leave like a little bit, a little piece. Like I don't wrap the hair completely around it, so that it kind of, I don't know, it stays straight. But it's not like straight. I don't know. It looks better to me, and rather than having like a spiral, it's more like a little wave. So I hold that and see, you can see this nice little curl. And you can do this however you want. I say, if you want bigger waves, then like if you don't want a curl that's that tight, then you would just grab a bigger chunk of hair. So that's basically all you do, and you hold it for however long you want, really. Obviously, the longer you hold it, the better the curl is going to stay. So I guess I usually hold it between 7 and 10 seconds. That seems to get the best hold. But you know, if you want like a looser wave, then certainly hold it for as long as you feel comfortable with. So I'm just going to keep curling this. And see, that one's a little bit looser. My first one was the tightest of them all. Just wrap it around, clamp it down, and hold it. Oops. I'm letting it go early. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, oh, that's good. I kind of like these better than the first one. The first one's a little bit too tight. So I'll just kind of like pull at him a little bit while he's still warm, and then that'll kind of get him to loosen up some. If you like the way they look, don't touch them until they're cold. You don't want to run your fingers through or anything. I'm just gonna run my fingers through him because he's a little bit too tight for my liking. So he'll loosen up a little bit, and then he'll be a little bit more even with the other guys. But the other guys, I'm just gonna leave them still. I'm not gonna touch them until they're completely cooled down. So I'm just gonna keep on doing this with the rest of my hair. I think, see, I'll make a small piece I think I'm gonna kind of alternate between like 1-inch sections and 2-inch sections, um, so that it's a little bit more natural looking. I guess that's what's gonna make it the most natural looking too. If you're curling it, is not having the exact same type of curl all the way around. So then, if you have like a bigger section, I'll do like a bigger section right here. This is probably more of like a 2-inch section. And see, bigger, way bigger. Just wrap that around. And oops, also and just hold it, and you can hold it for a little longer because it's a bigger section. You might want to, just to be sure that everything gets held in place well. So I'm just holding this, and I will speed this up when I go through the rest of it, and we'll get it curled nice and quickly, and then we will show you how to put it in. See, that's like what we've done so far. I'm not gonna show you. So I'm just gonna continue curling it, and yeah. Okay, so that was the last piece. Yay! And you can just go through and check and make sure you've got every piece curled and that there's no little strays. I think I've got everything curled. So cool. I might curl this guy one more time because he's not quite as curly as I'd like him to be. So I'm just gonna go through and hold him for like a few more seconds. Okay, there we go. That's it. So then turn off your curling iron so you don't burn down your house. Let me move my webcam back up. Okay, now you can see my face. So luscious, lovely curls, if you can see them. There we go. See? So now we're done curling his hair. So we're just gonna let it cool down a little bit. It should be, it's just about cool. Give it a few more seconds. I can start kind of running my fingers through. You can either run your fingers through, or if you have like a wide toothed comb, wide toothed, not regular, and not a brush. If you run a brush through it or a comb, it's just gonna get frizzy and poofy, and it's gonna look horrible. So don't do that. Whatever you do, curl it. Do not brush it. So that's like #1 rule. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my fingers and kind of just run them through loosely to kind of break up the pieces a little bit. Oops. So you can finish it off with some hairspray if you like. We put the gel in first, so I'm not really gonna bother with hairspray. But yeah, so that's how I do my extensions, curling them. And now I'm gonna show you how to put them in. Or in the next video, I'm gonna show you how to put them in. So I'll link in the bottom of this the link to the part 3. This is part 2. Part 1 was caring for and buying extensions. Part 2, this is, what is this? Curling extensions. Or, I don't know, what should I label it? Should I label it curling extensions? Or maybe like making your extensions match your hair? That's a little longer. Of course, a lot of my titles are long. I don't know. I'll figure out a title for it. But either way, it's part 2. And then I will link part 3, which will be putting in extensions. That title I got down. Okay. So, bye.